Greetings, fellow space nerds, humans of Earth, and beyond. I'm Cornelius, back again with another Starfield shipbuilding video. I've got build number 114, 8-ball, a classy, fast attack frigate. This bird came about from one of my many tinkering sessions in the builder. I wanted to see if it was possible to arrange all of the weapons in a fully circular pattern up at the bow, similar to how the main gun is oriented on the ship from Wing Commander. This weapon setup, double laser cannons and then a ballistic as your third weapon, absolutely melts. This is my new favorite meta for sure. And once again, Matilija for the win. Best freaking modder out there. As the ship came together, all I could think was, this is a freaking crazy bird. And then towards the stern, I wanted to add some type of antenna looking bits, and that's when I got that pretty cool merge of the number 8 on the back. And the 8-ball was born. I really like this ship. Hope you guys do too. Let's check her out. I gotta be my own biggest fan. God dang, that's a cool looking ship. I love so much how that weapon setup turned out. Really like the wings as well. In this flavor, I'm going with heat fins or cooling fins. Makes sense. There's our signature 8-ball merge. These engines from Avon Tech Race Yards, super sweet. Now I know my build style isn't for everyone, but you gotta like your own work, right? This thing is so freaking cool. I was able to fit a lot more than I originally intended into this interior, and I think it's in maybe my top 5. And we enter into the armory / gear room. A few suits for the OA team. These awesome interior bits from Trinity. And now into our main living quarters. Getting these shelves to fit where I wanted them to took way longer than I would have hoped, but I think it was worth it. This is a Tayo 2x1 all-in-one, empty of course. We pop up to deck number 2. Now this is a 1x1 Tayo empty hab, but I think I was able to get a pretty workable med bay in here. At least I like the way it came out. Up to deck number 3. This is a server room slash tech room. Got a couple stations, as well as our shield and grav drive monitoring window. Of course, the staple, Matilija grav drive and shield booster. Primarily because they just look so cool. I'm happy to use other parts, but Matilija just keeps making the coolest looking stuff. And we'll head on up to deck number 4 into our control room. Our docker is also right above us, so we've got some goons stationed. Also got a second restroom up here. And here's the control room. Overall, pretty simple, but I think that makes it better. Here's our server room. Andromeda working away. It feels clean and useful. At least that's my opinion. And now we make our way to the bridge. First, we have an awesome captain's quarters. I first saw this on a build from Key over at Lindan Engineering Corporation. If you are not subbed to his page over on YouTube, you should be. That guy makes some of the most awesome ships I've ever seen in this game. Shout out to him. That's an interior. Let's build it. Step 1. Walkable spaces. Our cockpit, habs, docker, and bay. Pretty simple to start. Step 2. The bow and weapons setup. This took me a good while to situate and figure out how to get everything proportionally lined up. I am super happy with the results though. If you follow along, you will be able to do the same. This Deimos flipped upside down bumper is how we get those proportions. The Avon cores are essentially going to attach to that attachment point on the Deimos bumper, and that's how we get this merge. I was getting frustrated trying to figure out how I could get the flat cannons closer to the laser cannons. And eventually, I figured it out. See, that doesn't work for me. So we're going to attach the back of those hope caps to that core. First, we need to get this second Avon core attached to the back of the Hope, or the Nova mini bracer. Now, we fit it like so. That's the merge. Now that front Avon core is what's attaching to the Deimos bumper. To smooth out that merge, we're just going to toss in 4 of these Taio caps, and it's going to smooth everything out. Step 3, the rest of the fuselage back through the stern, as well as our grav drive shield room and reactor area. Now, some of the ways this game attaches parts irks me, and this is one of them. That is attached, except it's not. So, with some parts, you can get a merge just like that. That will now make it look like it's attached. And that's where the 8-ball gets its name. Now with this Matilija side armor plate, I want to get that on there first, and then the fuel tanks sit on top and below of that armor plate. But you got to get that armor plate in there first. Now we're having this tiny alignment issue because those rear tile caps aren't actually attached to the ship right now. They're attached to that armor plate. So you just ever so slightly nudge them in. There you go. Now, when we attach these forward tile caps, it will be seamless. Just nudge it in. There it is. Out, then in. Nice. This Matilija shield booster is merged in with those hope pipes. These can be a bit finicky with their attachment. Typically you have to attach it to another part and then install those two parts together. See how it won't attach this way, but it will attach this way. And just slide that in there, get your merge. Step 4, our engine nacelles. Now, like with most ships that are same on either side, I've left one side attached for reference, since it is identical to the other side. These are pretty simple. The only difference between the top and bottom is that the bottom has our Avon thrusters merged in here. Step 5. The wings. These are pretty simple too, but similar to the tile cap and Matilija armor plate issue, there could be some slight fitment considerations. But if you start the merge like I do here off of the pylon and you maintain that merge throughout, everything should line up. Now, if you notice up here, you could actually have these two touching, or you can have them slightly apart. I think it looks better if they are slightly apart, so that is how I've decided to leave them. And this top wing is the exact same as the bottom wing, except we have the upward tilted Matilija pylon. Congrats, you have acquired the 8-ball. Let's take her for a combat tour. If you made it this far, you freaking rock. Channel's growing, and I am grateful. This was, as I've said already, a really fun build. Crazy, super wicked shape, and this weapon setup, all confined in the bow, as so. It's gotta be one of my most favorite weapon setups of any of my ships so far. I've got a couple Star Citizen inspired ships in the works. Several tiny ships. They have been super fun to put together lately. And several cruiser size ships. I'm not 100% sure what build number 115 is going to be yet, but you can expect it hopefully sometime early next week. Work on my mod continues. Little by little, we're getting there. Pretty excited about that. I've got some really cool features in the works that I think y'all will enjoy. Thank you all so very much for the likes, comments, views, subs. Your continued support is much appreciated. Cornelius, you can find me in the Star Yard